2, 3, your heart start beating. Your room takes fire, my inside I'm screaming. Do I feel love? I don't have a clue. Will you love me? 'Cause I love you. Oh, 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 yeah, I love you. Oh, 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 yeah, I love you.
Dire's middle tower. Their structures. Dire's bottom tower needs some help. Dire's bottom tower is being chipped. Looks better. Dire's middle tower is under attack. Radiant's top tower deserves just as much help as bottom. Someone better help Dire's middle tower. Radiant's top tower has fallen. Dire's middle tower is under attack. Radiant's top tower is under attack. I guess Radiant fortified their structures. Radiant's bottom tower is no more. Dire's top tower is under attack. Dire's middle tower isn't going to last long. Dire's top tower has fallen. Fortified. Are those cracks in Dire's top tower? Radiant's middle tower could use some help. Dire's top tower is under attack. Radiant's courier has been killed. Not much good's happening to Radiant's bottom tower. Radiant's middle tower shouldn't have to take this abuse.
You're sniping wards for an axe. If you're a 5-position axe, right? If you just dunk some couriers in the early game,
why not?
You can keep slowing down that pace. And Navi's pace, like I said, it's slow. They are pretty cooldown reliant until they have that center.
But they do. He sets up the 2-man hoof stun. That's enough time for the damage to come out from Magical to take down Pepita. That one stun was all that was needed. I mean, that was him only with a Blade of Alacrity and a Blightstone as well. Imagine once he has the Diffusal,
he's got
this Ember. This Ember's just going to melt if he gets caught out by a stun.
Yep. And he can get set up. The thing is, too, that's scary about the Diffusal Blade is, and as an Ember, if you don't have a defensive Remnant down, you're getting solo killed by Clank.
Oh, yeah, you can't throw one out during. Yep. It's far too slow.
But Peter, gonna have to be careful now that there is a Blink Dagger on Navi's side on that Centaur.
They can kill that Ember so easy, as we just saw.
Now they can play a little bit more fast-paced than waiting and relying on all those cooldowns.
That's Pepita. Not opting for sort of an early defensive item like the yours. Just want to get that straight up Maelstrom for the fights.
Yep.
Which, you know, as long as they're not the ones being jumped on, will be perfect for. Getting that extra bit of damage out. Sort of the time where Tomato's still building up his own armory.
They've got good vision, like we were mentioning. Infamous is prepared. They're looking to try to hunt Crystallize here. There is backup, though, behind him.
And Crystallize has got a Chrono.
Too scary to make deep dives forward here. And Pepito, as we see, he is putting down that defensive Remnant every single time that we've seen so far. Has to be extremely careful. It's Chu on the prowl.
I mean, Schofield, no chance here. The Diffusal Blade is just too much damage. You can just wait out the Spike Carapace, come back in with the rest of the remaining output.
It's pretty... Actually, looking at it, it's a really good thing that he does have the Soul Ring as well in the Brew, right? Because if the Diffusal Blades do come in, he can just get his mana burned. And then he might not be able to use the spell off in some of these fights because of how fast Clinks does attack with it.
Absolutely. I do, you know, with the sort of period where we saw a lot of variation in how Clinks were built at the start, but I think, you know, Diffusal Blade in the majority of situations is just such a value item on this hero early on. Just because of how high your attack speed is, you know, you can really make the most out of that early game mana burn. You just are hitting them so many times.
Yep, early game mana burn. It's one of the higher damage items as well for Agi heroes. Gives you solo kill potential.
Nice, really nice.
Yep.
And something that maybe sort of a lot of old school players aren't used to buying, because, you know, in your mind, there was such, many years of where you would never build Diffusal and stack orbs. But nowadays, it's all good.
Yep, nowadays it's all good. It's not like you have 8 charges Diffusal anymore either.
Oh, yeah.
To be. How long ago was that?
That was last year, wasn't it?
Something like that, yeah.
Actually, probably longer than last year. Maybe like 2 years ago.
Oh, they get the damage enough. One stun, they can still
really
Whisper.
It's the you know, the Who stun is, you know, one of the Well, how long is the Who-Stomp stun? It's a pretty damn long stun, isn't it? Yeah, 2.75 seconds.
And the talent, when you get it, I mean, that's way later, but the talent at 25 is absurd. It's a 4.25 second AoE stun.
I mean, that, you know, this is one of just the most reliable, solid stuns in the game.
It became
what it does, yeah.
When all the other stuns started getting nerfed, his became better and better. Like, I know, like, Suns fan, you know, Shannon was always like, Centaur sucks because of the animation, but as we see all these other get nerfed, his became better and better because it's reliable.
Because that is true. You know, the animation, it isn't great. You know, there's a bit of delay. You can react to it if you've got a remnant out or such. If you're quick, but I mean, you do have to be very quick.
You do.
Still dodging a blink Who-Stomp is, you know, that's a top tier play.
Tomato's got to be careful not to be too low down morphed versus this Chronosphere. We see the Shadow Blade is picked up by Crystallize. He's hunting.
Oh, he is. And he may just find him. He's got a bit of strength.
Okay, he morphed up. Whew. I didn't see him actually do it.
I mean, he had 1400. I feel like if you're feeling lucky with the RNG, you could probably still attempt that with the Mask of Madness Shadow Blade.
That's because you're crazy.
Yeah. Bottom, they lose the Centaur. I mean, 1400.
He's got so much armor, Owen.
You try for it.
You try for the bash RNG.
Yeah, you get like 5 bashes and you're good.
If he does get a lot of bashes, that is, I mean, sure. Yeah. Still a risky play. Doesn't want to waste his chrono and not get the kill. 10 to 10. Still a very, very close game.
Oh, where's your mana, mate?
He's got Soul Ring.
Where's your mana, bro?
He can't use it though, because he'll die. This Diffusal doing work.
I mean, that is true. We didn't. Yeah, Soul Ring is great against the Diffusal, but because of how fast he's attacking, if you're if you're already low health, you can't.
You might have to like Soul Ring and hope that you get it in between the attacks in midair.
I mean, I don't know.
But it's very hopeful.
Has he got a wand as well, the brew?
He had one last time.
Okay, because the wand, you know, that's the way you get it. That's the way you get the ult off. But other than that, yeah, it's not going to be easy. He's only got stick at the moment.
Only stick. I confuse even the names of them because I never upgrade my stick.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, I guess when the heroes you play don't really want to upgrade the stick anyway.
Now they've got the Spirit Vessel finished, so I think Morphling has Manta already. He does have the Manta, so he doesn't have to worry that much about it, but there's a lot of things he has to worry about removing. Fire Spirits, Overgrowth. There's Na'Vi. They've got every ult available, so they can take this fight if Infamous does choose to come toward them, and Infamous does not even know.
They're not going to head over. Nope. So free Roche and Aegis.
How's Moose's Blink Dagger doing on Axe? He's getting close.
He's very close.
So they're going to have more ways to actually initiate the fight, because the Nyx seeking Vendetta in the back, Brew can try to get the split, but it's seeming to be a bit difficult for Whisper in this game, as the Clinks is a definite problem.
It will be an Axe with Blink and no Vanguard, though, of course, being the support, so he could still just jump in and get melted, but sometimes just that little quick disable is enough for the rest of the team to do the work. Yeah,
it's his job to just, his job to kind of die, but just get the grab on multiple heroes for his team to follow up.
There's Magical leading the way. Out hunting, they've got the tower denied, so Nako's still able to keep that wave pushed in up top against the tier 2. Scofield's heading up to scout out what's going on a bit. Back towards the mid, Magical. He'll be fine, they used the Stampede to get him out. Did try and make a go on to Moose. Moose doesn't fall top lane. Stuns there from Schofield. In position to put the TP to an end from Suneko. Spike Carapace as well, holding him back post dive. They're trying to chase. They do have Brew coming across as well.
They should get Suneko here.
Yeah, he'll just do his best to make them work for it, but they've already found him. Stun and a clap. Suneko is gone. And mid lane.
Oh, he didn't get the shift. Eddie even with Spirit Vessel anyway. Probably would get dropped.
Oh, and in fact, Magical. He's going to find more moves. He's gone. Na'Vi may have lost Suneko, but Infamous's attention was punished elsewhere. Mid lane they make a play. Na'Vi getting that big kill onto Tomato. Still holding onto the top spot this game in farm. And Crystallize actually just jumping in for more. They've got the Who-Stomp onto Pepita. Crystallize knows that he's a hard target. He's likely got a remnant. And they will not try and push for any more Na'Vi. They'll be happy with that Morphling kill. And content in just chilling with Crystallize, making sure he's got the BKB before he goes again, which he's just 400 gold away from that.
So the smart thing about always pushing out your side lanes with your support heroes is you force movement. And when you force movement, you're going to find pickoffs, just the way that Na'Vi did right now. Infamous, they're not really able to push out the lanes in the same fashion as Na'Vi because they're a bit afraid, right? Every single time they try to set up for pushing out those side lanes, it's very likely they'll die. The only ones who really can push out in an easier manner is the Ember and the Morphling, but they have to watch out for a Crystallized Shadow Blade. Because Schofield and the Axe, they're both just been hunting. These heroes don't really push out lanes nearly as well as a Phoenix does. Seneko immediately goes bottom, starts pushing out that way for his team. And Infamous, they're trying to find some pickoff, but it is an Aegis on Void. Oh!
Get at them. The chains will hold him out. Primal Split being used as well, but again, he can just time walk. This is a lot of effort. To absolutely nothing at all.
Uh-oh, and they're gonna try to chase for this here, Chu. There's no sentry wards on him.
And Crystallize, he is watching the Brew, but the Brew just get the blink out in time. Mid lane, Schofield, Spike Carapace, and a stun. Make sure the Magical can't chase and commit for the kill onto the Nyx Assassin. Papita continue to tickle around with Crystallize, stop him from being able to join the rest of the team and Na'Vi in that chase for the Nyx Assassin. I mean, and Infamous, sure, they don't lose any lives there, but you're committing with the split. You're not getting the Aegis, and that was certainly a situation where, yeah, you're at least killing that man once. As top, Schofield will continue to be chased by Magical, and will die. Another kill for the Clinks as Magical sits 7 kills, 0 deaths, 0 assists as well this game. He's been having a very clean-cut performance on the Clinks.
Not dying once is super important. The Clinks is a very momentum-based hero, and he was in a position where the Ember could have maybe killed him, right? With the slight and the chains missing a couple times, they missed a few setups that could have been crucial for them to slow down this Clinks. But now Clinks has BKB. He is so tanky. He's got so many ways to avoid the little disable that Infamous really does have.
Oh yeah, he BKBs and blocks on a target, he'll get the kill. Tomato's the hardest one if he's able to shift.
Yep.
But that's when you're sort of looking at the rest of your team to come into play. Overgrowth, Kronos, Hoof Stomps, catching out Tomato. And you can really go for the opportunity.
Yep, they got a second BKB now too.
Oh.
See?
Jump from Moose. Does get the call on the Crystallize. Oh! He's back Tomato! Tomato's not shifting! He's not shifting! He gets the Manta off though! Oh, Tomato will survive!
Oh, that's so close.
Oh, he nearly died there, Papita. He's got a Remnant out. So this time it's Navi's turn for the ults to not really set up anything at all, as they do not get those kills. And now, wow, they want to fight into this.
Oh,
the egg is in a pretty perfect position though. They can't take it down. Tomato's got to back off. They've lost moves. The Supernova Stone connects onto Tomato. They're focusing down this Morphling as he's getting bashed up, held in place as they've lost Tomato, dead for 50 seconds. Whisper's trying to fight back with the Primal Split, but they've got their eyes on the Maul as Na'Vi surrounds the Primal Split, but he still gets the blink off. Crystallize looking for the chase down. They have the vision. Jump in from Blizzy with the double edge, and Na'Vi will claim both cores. Whisper and Tomato dead.
Again, there's too much they have to worry about in some of these fights.
Team fights. All of these, it doesn't matter if they're not up at the same time, because one well-played Supernova, as we saw, can just throw everything into disarray for Infamous.
Yep. And it's like the Morphling has the Manta style, so he removes the root, but then he gets Spirit Vessels immediately afterwards, and even if he gets Attribute Shift off, he gets killed so easily by the side of Na'Vi with all their raw damage. Nice tier 3.
And maybe more if Na'Vi want to stick around now. They play it safe. Gonna look for all the shrines, just keep that net worth advantage, work on the next items. New level 15 on Seneko, and a big jump up in net worth and experience after that last fight.
Schofield on the prowl again. He's got a gem.
They do find the trio. Oh, good chew on the way out.
They're trying to get some map control back. That's why they have this gem on the Nyx. Just has if this Nyx dies with this gem, it could cause enormous problems for Infamous. Just unable to really move out on the map, because then you're always at risk of getting stalked by this tree and risk of getting stalked by Crystallize with that Shadow Blade, or even the Clinks. There's so many different ways that Na'Vi has to be sneaking around looking for pickoffs, and I do see the Ember Spirit. He's queued up his Eul Scepter. I actually think it's pretty important now that I'm realizing a couple times versus the Void. Time dilation ruins Ember. You actually just can't do much inside of the fights. Like you use your chains and your slight once, and then he just time dilates you, and you're standing still. Like wow, my hero is not the same as it usually is.
Yeah, he's got to get that Euls done. Then he's got a chance against it.
Yeah. It's like usually versus these like trees and Phoenix, you want BKBs and Mantas, but as an Ember, Usually not the best option, but Tomato, he is going to be closing in on that BKB relatively soon on top of that Manta.
I mean, Tomato has to be... If Blizzy gets a hoof stomp, they have the damage.
I mean, Navi's absolutely ready to fight.
If they get a hoof stomp, he may just die. He started to shift. It might actually matter. Look at this damage that comes out. At the same time, a Chrono will be popped on the back lines, buying time for the Supernova to go up. Getting the stun onto the axe. Pepita tries to remnant away, but he's moving too slow. Another remnant comes out. It will be enough of the Arcane Rune to keep him safe. They're focusing the Phoenix with the Primal split. Seneco still alive for now. Can he get himself back to safety? He can't. They'll lose the Phoenix. As Infamous do get the trade, blink out from Whisper's successful, but Na'Vi, they're hot on his heels as they chase into the pit with both magical and crystallized. Whisper trying for the juice. Tomato, he's actually come back in. He wave formed into this. The Hoofstomp's there. He's trying to shift into strength. Tomato looking to punch back, but he's now out of mana. And Tomato just threw away his life. Zipping into the pit like that, entirely unnecessary from Tomato, but he commits and gives up his life.
He thought they could get some kills out of that from them chasing Whisper. I mean, Whisper survives with some very cute footwork, but yeah, losing their Morphling now we're seeing over and over again. He just gets Spirit Vesseled, and then that high burst damage from the Clinks, it's too much. And the team fight, Na'Vi just having so much overwhelming fight time and time again.
And they found another Schofield. Just get the stun onto the Clinks, and actually might save him. Nice read there, realizing the Clinks would be in position on the high ground, throwing the Impale up that way. Yeah, okay, keeps them safe.
And this game for Whisper, it's not a game where he has the option of being able to try to go for like the Radiance that he did when he crushed yesterday. He's going for the Crimson, so they have high physical damage. He's going to be able to block like that, but we see them in with the Brew Split goes, and they just kind of ignore it. They're focusing the Fire Spirit, they kill it very quickly, and then there's no damage coming out on the side of Infamous because they just get so controlled. 9k gold lead. Na'Vi finishing off top shrine. And they're looking to fight. They only don't have Chrono up and immediately jump on Pepita.
Oh, they get the call though. The call is there. Supernova will be popped down, so ready. Infamous on the retreat, crystallized. He's going to look for the chase onto Moose to catch him with the bash. Moose will die.
Looking ever so difficult for Infamous. They still have this farm Morphling, but he just has such a hard game for himself. It's him versus the world. Chris Magical is almost approaching his next big item too. Then they won't even have to worry about, I mean, Drunken Haze, which wasn't really an issue, but Drunken Brawler. Such high damage going to be coming out from this Clinks at such an early time. Yeah, Whisper's just going full defensively, trying to protect his team. Na'Vi awaiting patiently, claiming that map control, waiting for that rush to spawn.
There's no real rush for Na'Vi now with this lead that they have.
Nope, they've got even a Midas on Seneco. We saw that he purchased way earlier, and they're just putting down these wards to prepare. Put the wards so they can start to get ready to see if Infamous does want to contest for that Roche. Did they do that? Is that the high ground ward on that right there? Did they cut the tree? Yeah, so they cut the tree, and this is a ward that very rarely gets countered, and it gives you really good information if someone's trying to go in to contest the Roshan. We see that one a lot more often now. So it is a very clever spot.
They do now have that sort of more solid answer for the Spirit Vessel Tomato. I'm sure he's got the Manta before, but now he's got both that and the BKB.
Yep.
So many ways to make sure that he is sort of, you know, isn't unable to play his hero in these fights.
Just has to make sure. Don't use the BKB before Overgrowth. Most important thing. Have to just Manta the Overgrowth and then be sure to save BKB for those vessels, for the Phoenix Spirits. And they're all kind of playing around him. They're just making sure it's all on. It's so much on Tomato now because they know Pepita's been shut down a lot.
And he's holding on to about 5.5k gold.
No, I don't think he does have the Hex also queued up. That was the other one that's the usual.
Which way is he going to go?
On the Clink.
Which way would be better to go? The Hex. He goes the Hex way. I like that. So he doesn't
consistent control. And
he doesn't need more damage, and with a Hex he can get like a kill like this. Surely Hex and a defuse when this guy's dead.
If he sees him. Pepita's playing it safe.
There
Found him.
There you go. Wouldn't have happened with an MKB, but with a Hex and defusal it certainly does. I mean, this is so terrifying for anyone that goes out. I mean, even with what the Manta and the BKB, but there's no Lincoln sort of thrown into there. So this Hex pickup from Magical is just going to be deadly against anyone on Infamous.
Moose jumping forward to try to set up, but he's just going to pay with his... That was... What's your chat, Will? That was questionable at best, right?
Questionable at best.
Yeah.
There's now Na'Vi. 2 kills and
40 seconds now.
Ready to push. They've got the full ults online, the full combo.
They want to get the instant jump too. They even smoke to try to emphasize. Schofield will cut the creep, but there's a range creep. The hero range creep. They're going to try keeping it alive. They glyph as well. Keep the range creep alive.
There we go. It'll be alive long enough to at least get this mid melee racks.
Yeah, the creeps came back in.
That's all they needed. And then they'll stick around for more 10 seconds without the Axe's initiation. As Infamous, they're in a tough spot. This all-important game for them could be the end of their road here at the Minor as Na'Vi.
Navi's playing extremely disciplined. I've been very impressed with them at this tournament. Like, their coordination's been on point. Their drafts, for the most part, have been pretty damn solid. Yeah, they've come in with game plans every single time that I've seen them playing here before the matches start. As a Roche will look to be secured. Infamous wants to try to contest this. Uh-oh, the stun connects. Whisper.
Yeah, Whisper. He can't get into the pit because of that. He's held outside. They do try and jump in, but the Hex is there straight away onto Pepita. He tried to go for the big play. Crystallized Chronos. Nobody apart from his own teammate. See if that matters. It actually does get Seneko killed. Because he was in the Chrono, he could have popped the egg. Na'Vi, they've lost 2. Crystallized and Magical still looking to fight strong. Looking towards Tomato. Duking it out. Turning around towards Crystallized. He gets Crystallized as well. Chu is trapped in the pit. Chu's going to die too.
Tomato.
It's an ultra kill. They're going to be able to kill this Magical as well. They've taken the Aegis. They're setting up to kill him again. Give that man the rampage. Oh, yeah.
Oh, my God.
Well, I don't know how much Crystallize is going to be sweating right now, but I can guarantee we're going to get a few buckets out of there. Him chronoing the Phoenix, meaning the Seneko could not supernova or offer anything to really disrupt that flow of the fight, meant that Infamous, they got away with a free team fight, a free team wipe, and a free rampage for Tomato. One of the most painful, potentially game-losing chronos we've seen in a while.
Absolutely.
Oh no.
Yeah, it's a full Scotty now.
Oh, but I mean, to be fair, if I was Crystallized, that's on the Phoenix for being in the wrong place. I'm blaming the Phoenix.
Get out of here, Owen.
As a Void player, don't stand in my chronos, mate.
Oh my God, let's see it again.
Oh.
Pepita distracts him, dies immediately. Crystallized.
I mean, he nearly got free. Look at this. But he wasn't quite close enough.
Oh.
And then Seneko just getting focused. You know, Tomato zips down. Smart move from Tomato. Knows that if he gets down there, he's going to have the time to kill off the Phoenix. And sort of with the Phoenix going, you know, it may just be a support Phoenix, but the Supernova makes all the difference against these BKBs. There's no Supernova to offer. And then Na'Vi, you can sort of, you can feel it. As soon as that whiff chrono comes out, they just lose all morale and sort of all sense of focus in that team fight. They fall apart.
Yeah. He even used the BKB and then got rooted, but I think Whisper dispelled it with the Spirit Storm Parano. But Seneko
and Whisper,
he should be okay. It's a tanky Phoenix.
I mean, Whisper's going for it. Is he alright?
Is he okay?
He's gonna die.
But he got Seneko.
I mean, that's no Phoenix for 90 seconds, so it's unlikely that Na'Vi are going to look to push without Seneko.
I can't believe he actually killed him there. That was damn impressive.
Oh my goodness. It's a little
mapas. Mira, qué bien, qué suerte, ¿eh? A ver si...
Welcome back to the Hearthstone Global Games. We're in the final
will not get out there. Crystallize closed the gap with the time warp. I mean, Na'Vi, of course, in the longer scheme, the grand scheme of things, they are still in the better position as a team. Tomato is an absolute threat, though. And they do, you know, if they don't mess up the combos, mess up the chrono, they'll be fine in a team fight.
They should be fine, yeah. He still is. He's a lot tankier now, though, with that raw HP that he gets. And he has a cool comp, like we've seen it time and time again, turns into clicks, gets the strafe, so his damage is super high on Morphling. Young Tomato.
He's carried his team before as a Morph. He could certainly do it again. He could certainly do it.
What's his score, actually, on this game? I mean, are those 5 kills?
It's KDA.
Yeah, it's KDA in this one.
Let's check it out. What we got the Morph?
8-3-0.
Not really, not a crazy KDA. I mean,
pretty good for like the pressure that they were under.
I mean, yeah. I mean, it's pretty. You know, he's done his job. He's been farming. He's only been involved in 8 kills in the 19.
Oh, Schofield. He's tanky. Oh, not tanky enough.
No, dies during the Hex. I mean, once you had the MKB and the Hex on Magical's.
That was the gem too, I think.
Was it? Oh, it was. Wasn't it?
Yep.
Yeah, it was.
It was their gem. That's pretty costly to lose that. He has the health town, of course, so that's what makes him that much tankier, but yeah. Now they lost the gem. So map control is still there for Na'Vi as they're looking to claim some bounties. And our Brew, he keeps buying the tome. I think that's the 2nd or 3rd one I've seen him purchase for himself this game. Wanting to get to that level 25 ASAP. So he can constantly have his Brew split.
Oh, magical. Okay. Just a quick poke at the tower, despite the fact that he still had the back door on. Just wanting to let Infamous know that he's here.
Na'Vi Smoke wanting to try to jump something here, but their lanes are going to be pushed a little bit out. Bounty runes are waiting too. Bulldog, if he's here right now, he'd be real sad. 2 bounties, 39 seconds, and they see it. They see one. They're gonna go claim them though. And we do have that 40-minute mark kicking in too, so map control, as we always say, gets more important for those double runes.
Illusion.
What creep does... Sasanico went for the Dominator. What creep does he have following around the... Just a hill troll.
Yeah, for that.
For that, nothing.
25 right click, mate. Wait, what's he got a hill troll?
I don't know. He had a he had a purge creep for a while running around, but... Now he's got a hill troll. Oh, the chrono. Gets him. Doesn't even need to have follow-up.
Pepita doesn't have buyback. I don't know how much that matters, though, because Pepita, no offense to him, but in this game, he doesn't really offer much at this stage. He's just an Ember with Yules and Maelstrom.
No offense to him.
Like, well, you know what I mean?
I know.
He is pretty underfarmed. Yeah. Like, this Ember Spirit is not scary. So, Infamous can still definitely defend without it. We'll see their best attempts. But they need Whisper though. Whisper's been hexed. They'll try and force him away. Oh, he's dead though. He's got buyback. Buys back immediately. They get the overgrowth onto Tomato, but Tomato with the BKB focuses and takes down the Supernova. Jump ball from Moose. Gets the call to 2. Tomato. He's carrying them. He's carrying them hard. Can he carry them hard enough though? There's a job. They get the stun. Tomato's in trouble. He's dead. But he has buyback himself. They'll get back in, still with the primal split going. They're playing around with Na'Vi. See if they can catch another. They're chasing down Blizzy. Blizzy's got the living armor, but the stun connects. In they go. Call from Moose. Tomato's in with the damage. Blizzy will fall. They had to buy back on 2 cores, Infamous, but they do hold that top lane, forcing Na'Vi to retreat.
Costly buybacks, though, for sure. Brewmaster was forced to, so was Tomato, so they can hold them back. And Na'Vi, they disengage pretty nicely. They don't lose their big core heroes, the Void or that Clinks, during that chase.
Oh, and they make them fortify as well.
Yep.
Magical with that bit of a ramp pressure.
They did recover a gem, though, at least. I saw Schofield, he bought one before the fight, too.
I mean, this Morphos with Tomato really is playing it perfectly. The way that he takes these fights, yeah, you know, just locking down onto the egg.
He has the tools, right? Like, if he's not chronosphered, he should be able to get the hits off onto the egg, because he has the BKB Manta, so he can remove all those disables that we talked about.
As you say, without the buyback, it's a whole lot harder for him to do those sort of plays, because if he does get chronoed, he's not going to have that second chance. It's magical.
He just finished up his MKB. Doesn't have... Has to be careful here.
Choosing with the backup, he can turn. The self-fuels will buy some time for the Ember. The stun is there from Schofield, but the heal from the Sunray. It's not enough. They've lost the Clinks. Supernova's not going to save. Oh, the chrono. That's the kind of chrono that Na'Vi was looking for from Crystallize. Perfect setup to allow the Supernova to come off.
Oh, no.
That was exactly what they needed. Because that may have just done it and allowed Na'Vi to close up the game. Because with Tomato dead for 100 seconds, that is a huge amount of firepower from Infamous lost.
The perma bashes coming through. Also, Tomato was morphing Agi during it.
No, that was a big old redeemed if I ever did see one from Crystal.
Yeah,
you bring the chronos like that, the teammates are totally forgetting about earlier.
And that's where Seneko goes. All right,
yeah,
you're okay. You're okay for this.
Yeah, we'll keep you on the team for another season. Lizzie, standing up, looking for Whisper. Whisper does have the primal if he feels too threatened. Will turn, try and get as much right clicks out as he can before. It's going to buy time for the buyback to come out for the Schofield, and now with the split, they're going to look to chase. Stuns out onto Blizzy. Blizzy being focused. Fire Spirit's being sent down to help him out, but he gets caught, dragged back up to the high ground. Still has a stampede. The disables there though from Whisper on the primal split. He actually gets forced up. Blizzy with the Sunray and the Living Army is actually going to survive that onslaught, but instead Crystallized, he jumped in, and oh my goodness, he's back off the squad. Blizzy's dead as well. Crystallized.
Chu tipped him. His teammate tipped him.
Oh my goodness, just as he redeems himself, he goes and dies like this, and that's going to mean there's time for Tomato to come back into the game. And this game ain't over, folks. This one's still going.
Oh, look at this beauty.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, perfect. Tomato even BKBs. Pepita's like, oh god, get me the hell out of there.
See, we're also seeing the exact discussion that's going out in Na'Vi at the moment. You know, Crystallized like, guys, remember when I did that chrono? Yeah, thank you. Before you start flaming me. Crystallized does have buyback.
He does.
He does have buyback. We'll
Has
see.
to be careful when his BKB.
I mean, but
his BKB was down to like 2 seconds.
If when Tomato's back up, they go straight to the Roche. Infamous have a very good shot at taking that Roche down before Na'Vi's back in the game.
Still a little bit of a threat, right?
But they take it so quickly.
They do kill it very quick.
With the morphling, and they can, you know, they could sort of, like, they could definitely go for it with the brew and the morph, but they'd have to go there straight away. And it looks like they're making a bit of a slow movement towards it. And Snako is scouting out top. Schofield. Oh, BKB popped by Magical. He's not messing around. Season Axe next to him cannot risk being disabled. So pops the BKB, turns to him with a Hex and gets the kill. And
that's 90 seconds, no Axe. They need every single tool as possible.
Yeah, now they definitely can't do Rush. No, not without the full 5-man. Giving away an Axe kill as such. Pepito's got the E on this, so again, just building to survive on this Ember. Relying on really Whisper and Tomato to do all the work in the team fights, as the Magical level 25 being hit by Whisper now. He's got that reduced cooldown on the primal split.
Aghanims on Blizzy 2 now to protect his teammates. Could see that Dispel creep come into play now. I think Seneko does have it following him around, or he did before, wherever it is. So he's going to be scouting stuff, but he can also Dispel on this with that creep. It's got to be really, really difficult.
That is true.
He could do so. Clinks also, lots of 25s coming into play. So, backtrack, strafe duration, Na'Vi getting that much more potent.
Yeah, Na'Vi can go for this one with ease.
Yeah, and then this is the third Roche, so we were talking about them having overbearing team fight, throwing a refresher shard. Now they've got so many ways to protect that egg. Blizzy gets the jump forward, Pepita.
Oh, he tried to go in for the jump, but the Houston was there. Oh! It does get out.
Hang on, just saving him. Doesn't dispel the Hex, but he has time to get out. Blizzy even force stabbed Pepita.
He did. He stomped, and yeah, it was a nice play from Blizzy. Yeah. But yeah, not quite enough follow up to keep that Ember Spirit held down.
We give it to the Phoenix.
Yeah. Make sure he's going to have that Supernova for the push, because as he did use it by that Roche pit. And they still have the Chrono, Stampede, and Overgrowth ready. So they can push immediately with this Aegis and Cheese.
No buyback on Tomato if he gets jumped. Has to be so careful.
Actually smoking. To try and start something here. BKB is going to be used by Magical as he holds his ground. They get the Axe.
Try Tomato.
There we go, Crystallize. He's got the Chrono that they needed. Tomato's held down. And they found Schofield as well. And that Chrono will mean that this game is going to end in smiles from all of Na'Vi, including Crystallize, as they're 3 dead without buyback. Na'Vi pushing on. A little bit of a rockier game than game 1, but it gets the job done.
Give him the Rampage now.
Give him.
Crystallize wants it.
Come on, Pepita.
He's in.
Why you got to do this, Pepita? Oh, come on.
He's got a cheese.
Give it to him.
Going for it.
Give it to him. He really doesn't want to give it to him. Oh! Come on.
But they get the win.
They're going to win. Na'Vi. They're moving on. 2-0 here against Infamous. And unfortunately for Infamous, the end of the road here at the minor. As Infamous, I think we can all agree they had some great showings here, some fantastic series, some really good wins.
Yeah.
And even in that one, you know, Tomato showing us that when he is on those carry heroes, he can do so much, but it wasn't enough.